merchandise and concession stands accept credit cards. Give Tom Rocket a wave. There he is in the mini jet. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to welcome one of the premier pilots in North America, Kyle Franklin. Kyle, we have you up on the radio. Can you hear us?
Years, 21 in the F-15C and 2 in the F-4 Phantom. Here he is in Mad Dog, Trojan Thunder Solo, Jive. Now the gentleman flying this aircraft flew F-15Cs, the Eagle, and the mighty F-4 Phantom when he was flying in the Air Force. But since retiring, he's been flying all sorts of different warbirds, including this T-28 with the team we call Trojan Thunder. Jive is originally from Lancaster, Missouri. Jive's first big introduction to aviation was when he was 10 years old and his dad took him to a county fair. He went for a ride in a little Cessna, and what he remembers most is when he looked down below, the cars looked like little ants moving along the road. Now when he was 11, he was much like a lot of you out here today. He saw the United States Air Force Thunderbirds fly for the very first time, and he knew right then he wanted to be not just a pilot, but a fighter pilot. So he worked hard in school, got an afternoon job, cleaning airplanes at the local airport and mowing grass because it was a grass strip. He made the money to take his flying lessons, and at the age of 16, he went out to solo the aircraft, but not before his mom took him to the Department of Motor Vehicle to get his driver's license. And guess what? Jive flunked that driver's license test. He could not parallel park. And I gotta say, that's okay, because guess what? His mom said, get back in this car, we're going to the airport. You are going to achieve something even bigger today. And sure enough, Jive went to the airport and soloed for the very first time. And since then, well, he hasn't left the sky unless he absolutely has to. Graduating from high school, he got in his car and he drove to the Spartan College of Aeronautics and Technology Professional Pilot Training Program. Graduating from there, he went to work as a charter and cargo pilot in New Orleans, Louisiana. But he met a gentleman there who said, you know, if you really want to go to the airlines or even the Air Force, you got to get your college degree. And that's when he went to the University of Louisiana at Monroe to get that college degree. And sure enough, the Air Force came knocking because he had already 4,400 hours of flight time. And they're like, come on in, let's get you in that pilot training program. And that's exactly what John did. John completed his flight training program at Reese Air Force Base, the former Reese Air Force Base in Lubbock, Texas. Now he managed to, again, the big thing about Jive is he studied hard. He graduated at the very tip top of his class, and he was given the opportunity to fly whatever he wanted. And he said, you know that F-15C Eagle, that new aircraft, because back then it was new, that's what I want to fly. And sure enough, for 21 years of a 23-year career, Jive flew the mighty Eagle. vermilion airshow career. He currently has over 17,000 hours in over 70 different aircraft, including what you see here, the T-28 Trojan, the T-33 that you will see later, an L-39, MS-760, MP-339, an MiG-17, F-4 Phantom, A-4 Skyhawk, F-1 Mirage, and the Army 8A we call Wild Blue. Now that F-1 that's sitting over here on the runway out here on the far left, if you're looking at the runway, is from Drocken International. Jive is a co-founder of that company, and still to this day flies the F-1 right here in the Kinston, Seymour Johnson area against your mighty fighter pilots from your base on a weekly basis. A little bit about this aircraft. The T-28 was designed in the late 1940s. The one that John is flying right now is a T-28B, and it was built in 1951. This was a two-seat to replace the T-6 Texan as a major trader for both the Navy and the Air Force. It not only served as a training aircraft, but was for light attack as well. It was used to teach advanced flight maneuvers, such as formation flying and aerobatics as Jive is demonstrating today, instrument flying, ground attack missions, and for those T-28Cs with the tailhook, it was for aircraft carrier operations training. It was manufactured by the North American Trading Aviation Corporation from 1949 through 1957. They're all single-engine, 1,425 horsepower, Curtiss-Wright 9-cylinder radial engines. Now, the sound may sound very familiar to you, and that's because if you've ever heard of a V-17, it's the exact same sound, except there's more on the front of a V-17. Now, if you want to know more about what Jive does, follow him on Fly Jive Fly on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You can also follow our team, Trojan Thunder, on all those social media outlets as well. And look us up online at trojanthunder.com or flyjivefly.com. Now, we're going to slow things down a little bit because Jive's going out there to hook up with the T-6s. And if you notice, there's another aircraft coming up behind. Look straight at